Thanks, Bob. I'll try to be a little briefer than David because I didn't really understand anything he said anyway. So.
Yes, on the brief report.
The guys asked me to talk a little bit about preparation for the trip, and I think it's fitting that we're in the Advent season, and Advent is the preparation of the coming of our Lord. So what better time to really talk about preparation than during the season as we prepare for the trip. There's three categories, I think. There's the physical preparation, and I'm not talking about hammers or nail bags or any of that sort of thing. I'm thinking yourself, preparing yourself physically. I think it's very important that we pay attention to our bodies. They're a gift from God, and they're a temple that we've been bestowed upon that we need to take care of. So whatever it means, boosting your immune system, paying attention to what you're eating, exercise, whatever that might be, vitamins, Starkey can probably hook you up with that sort of thing. It's very important to take care of our physical aspect. I think the mental aspect is another very important part that we have to really pay attention to. Not just for ourselves, but Bob alluded to this too, our wives and our families. I think we need to prepare them mentally for this trip because it's there's a lot going on in people's minds right now with the violence and that sort of thing. So mentally, I think we really have to pay attention. And finally, I think spiritually, we have to prepare our hearts. And Doug and Bob also alluded to this, that if we place in our hearts what God has in mind for us and we follow that path. You know, I do something every day. We do this on the trip. The veterans know about the 3 o'clock prayer. How many of you guys use a calendar on your computer, a reminder thing or Outlook or something like that? A few hands go up. I just put it on my calendar. You can have a regular reminder. 3 o'clock, it's time for prayer. Now, I'll guarantee you, you think about your daily activities, and at 3 o'clock, where are most of you guys? Yeah, you're at work, it's stressful, something's coming down on you, and I'll tell you, every single, well, not every day, but almost every day when that thing pops up and says, prayer, I'm like, it's at the wrong time, right? Is it not at the wrong time? Because something's going on in your head that you'd like to, all right, well, I'll do it in another 10 minutes or something. But I'll guarantee you, if you just take that moment, nobody knows. You're sitting at your desk or you're working at, your BlackBerry. It does the same thing. It just comes up. It's a blessing. So if you can just take that moment, not only at 3 o'clock, but in preparation for this trip, I think it'll be very, very valuable to you. The other thing I want to mention is some of the expectations I think that we want to tell you guys about on the trip. I don't think there's a lot, but I think the primary expectation is that you come with an attitude of unity and teamwork. I think that's probably the most important sense that we can gather. I know that, David said, Brian just sits behind a desk and I do that. And the only thing I'm kind of in charge of is telling guys what to do. Well, a lot of you might be in management, you might be in own your own business, and throughout the year, you're telling guys what to do on a daily basis. Well, I relish that fact, getting on the trip and somebody telling me what to do. If you just open your heart and you say, all right, whatever it is, I'm going to do it. And I just think that's a really, really welcome relief. So if we go with that attitude of servanthood and preparation and prayer of unity, I think we'll all do very well. So thanks, guys.
Thanks,
appreciate
Brian.
your help.
Thank you. Let me ask, is those of you who are not flying with the group, sometimes you have your own air miles and you use your air miles to do that, maybe cut your trip costs a little bit. Just know, Mark, time they need to be in San Antonio by. 4. So no later than 4 p.m. If you're there too, great, you might be able to help us do some planning and some staging. But if you're flying in not with the group, we need you in San Antonio no later than 4 p.m. on the arrival day. Okay? Brian said it. I think it is one of those very important situations, especially for the new gentleman coming on the trip, that you understand that much preparation goes into this trip. The organization that goes into this trip. We plan, God laughs, sometimes we adjust, but there's reasons for everything that we do. And so I think most of you veterans understand that whatever we're told to do, that's what we do. You might not understand at the time, but just understand that there has been planning that has gone on ahead. So I think you come to the trip with that attitude, as Brian said, of preparedness and an openness about you, that God will do some amazing things, and we're really, really looking forward to what He has for us. Are there any questions right now? Any questions that might be for the great good? We're almost finished. We really do appreciate Bridges allowing us to use this room, and so, but we do have a time frame. But I want to see if there's any questions that we could answer for you at this time. So Jim brings up a good question. If your church has done a project, or you have a group that's done a project to supply maybe blankets or jackets or socks or anything like that, just a minute, and it will go down. Get it to Marty, or Marty's going to say something.
Yeah. If you have stuff, if your church has stuff, Jim, and I think I need to touch base with you too, Brian. My phone number. You got a pen? Anyway, you can look me up on the internet anyway. 768-3571. 951. Sorry about that, boys. 768-3571, or before you leave right here, we'll make arrangements. But I'll be responsible for making that rendezvous with anyone who has church stuff, and we'll get it done this week. It should be done this week, as soon as possible. If not, then we'll do it the next week.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Okay, really important, our final pre-trip meeting. Write this down or get it in your head or whatever. It's Saturday, January 8th. And the fine folks at East Hills Community Church have allowed us, I hope you knew that, Craig.
That's okay.
All right. We're going to meet at East Hills Community Church. And this is the meeting where we want you to bring your spouse or your significant other. We want them to come so that they can get an understanding, again, of where it is you're going, what it is you're doing. Okay, it's going to be at 9 a.m. We're going to have breakfast. Mike Saucedo is going to make breakfast for everybody. We're going to start at 9 a.m. And so you guys from Temecula and Long Beach got to get up a little bit earlier to get there, but at least we'll give you most of the day. We thought we would do that on Saturday this year because week one is leaving on Monday instead of a usual Wednesday. And we wanted you to have Sunday with your families. So we're going to have the meeting on Saturday, January 8th, East Hills Community Church, 9 a.m. Bring your wife or significant other, and we'll have a wonderful time of meeting. Okay? Question?
How long does it go?
Probably till 11. We'll probably, because we hand out shirts, we hand out jackets, we hand out bags. We really take our time to let everyone know what's happening so that everybody can leave that meeting that day feeling really good about the trip. Okay? Sam? Yeah, if you are going on either week 1 or week 2, that meeting is our final pre-trip meeting. So please be there if you're going on either week 1 or week 2 this year, please. Okay?
Is that going to be the next meeting?
Pardon me?
Is that going to be the next meeting?
That is the next meeting. Yeah, that's the next meeting and our final one. Okay? Now, if we do not have your email address, please make sure that Bob Kroll has that, because we send out a bi-weekly newsletter. And we try to keep everyone updated throughout the year as to what's going on within the ministry. It's about a 3-paragraph email newsletter. It takes about 5 minutes to read, and yet you can get valuable information from that. So if we do not have your newsletter, or if we do not have your email address, please let Bob know that. Okay? Marty, you got anything else?